This is Audible.
Sounds True presents Taoist Meditation, the practice of emptiness, with scholar, Qigong master, and best-selling author of The Way of Qigong, Ken Cohen.
Now we will proceed to the basis of all Taoist spiritual cultivation practices. This is called the realization and practice of emptiness. Emptiness in Chinese is pronounced wu. When the term emptiness is used in Taoist texts, it means emptiness not as a static state of nihilism, but as an active, dynamic source of creativity. It is the emptiness of the cup that allows it to hold the liquid. In Lao Tzu's first poem in the Tao Te Ching, we read, "Emptiness is called the beginning of the universe." Or if the words are read with a slightly different emphasis, the same sentence means, being empty of words and concepts is called the beginning of the universe. Emptiness requires emptying the mind of images, concepts, thoughts, judgments, emotions. Emptying the mind of even positive images and thoughts. Affirmations have no place in this kind of meditation. Please understand that what I'm saying is not that positive thinking is unimportant. It is very important. However, you cannot mobilize the power of your mind and body unless you first free it of compulsion and habits, including even positive repetitive thought and feeling patterns. A traditional Taoist way of explaining the value of emptiness is that only by emptying yourself of everything can that which is beyond all things, the transcendent Tao, become manifest. The Tao is literally no thing. No individual thing, and things, of course, are created by concepts, by labels. Paradoxically, only by giving up the negative and the positive can we become truly positive. A regular practice of emptiness eliminates egotistical and self-centered action and opens the way for compassion. Emptiness is a state of being and a state of mind. We can realize the true meaning of emptiness through the practice of meditation. The most fundamental and important of all Taoist meditations, the meditation that helps us to realize emptiness, is called zuo wang, sitting and forgetting. And interestingly, the word wang, to forget, is a pictogram that means the mind disappearing. That is the discriminating, labeling, categorizing mind, the intellect seeming to disappear so we can come in direct contact with experience without the mediation of thoughts and concepts, immediate experience. The other term for meditation is sinjai, literally the fasting of the mind. This basically has the same meaning as sitting and forgetting. What is the fasting of the mind? Just as the body can fast from food, so your mind can fast from concepts. Fasting of the mind means dwelling in emptiness. How do we practice? First, it is important to find a comfortable and stable posture. You can either sit on a cushion on the floor or you can use a kitchen chair. Actually, most Taoists prefer to meditate on a chair because that way the legs are unbound and the circulation of both blood and vital breath is freer and fuller. So let's try sitting on a chair. Sit in the middle of a chair. Try to use a kitchen chair rather than the kind of soft chair that you sink into. This way the chair gives you some support. Sit in the middle of it rather than using the backrest, unless you have a spinal condition that requires that kind of support for your back. If you're sitting in a chair, your feet can be shoulder-width apart and flat on the ground. The hands are resting comfortably in the center of the lap, both palms facing upward with the left hand resting in the right, and the thumbs of both hands lightly touching each other. This Taoist meditative position is identical to the position of the hands used in Zen meditation. It's very likely that both derive from the iconography and spiritual practices of Indian yoga. In yoga, this position of the hands is called the dhyana mudra. That is, it is the meditation gesture. It's a position that allows an easier centering of the mind. And interestingly, you'll find that when the hands are resting one over the other in this way, it's as if you have a small circle around the lower dantian, as though you're holding an energy ball. Probably this is why the same mudra or hand gesture was adopted in the practice of Taoist alchemy, where you try to create the inner elixir of long life, the golden pearl of immortality. Now going back to your posture, the spine should be straight. Now, not straight like a board. I don't mean for you to eliminate the natural curves of the spine. The spine is relatively straight. It's not rigid, it's not stiff, it's slightly elongated. Imagine that your head is gently pulled upwards while the tailbone is anchored or slightly pulled down, so that both ends of the spine are pulling away from each other. The spine is inwardly stretched. A long and flexible spine encourages long life and a flexible mind. Allow space within your body so that everything that needs to move is able to move. There's an internal openness and freedom. The internal organs and the inner muscles relax. Every part of the body has room to breathe, to do its work gracefully. While holding this straight, yet relaxed and open posture, imagine that every part of the body is sinking down into the support of the ground, as though you are releasing all excess tension. Remember, you are relaxing within the posture. You are not slouching. The spine is still straight. You're still sitting upright. While holding this posture, imagine that all of the muscles, all of the tissues of the body are allowed to flow down like water in the field of gravity, sinking down to the ground. Practicing a physical wu-wei, effortlessness, minimal strength, minimal effort. Relax into a state of greater aliveness. Imagine the relaxation starting from the crown of your head. The head is relaxing down into the ground support. The muscles of the face. The neck. The shoulders. The chest. The ribs. The entire spine is supported by the ground, relaxing down into its support. Into the ground. And yet again, the spine is not slouching. The ribs are hanging down, relaxed. The solar plexus relaxed down. The lower abdominal region, the lower back. The tailbone. The bowl of the hips. The groin area. The upper thighs. The entire upper legs. All of the muscles, the tissues, the bones themselves relaxing down. The knees. The lower legs. The calves. The ankles. The feet. Even the toes relax down into the ground. Check again that the whole body is relaxed, supported by the ground. Even the muscles around the eyes, softly relaxed. The jaw. The tongue. The mouth. And most importantly, the mind. Keep the mouth lightly closed so you can breathe through the nose. The nose purifies the air and conserves warmth and moisture. Now imagine that you can relax and open all of the joints in the body. Relaxation is not only a matter of sinking, but also opening towards the surface. When you're contracted, what do? You contract inwards towards a central point in the body. When you're relaxed, you relax open towards the surface. So we think of relaxation happening along these two poles when we practice meditation. It is both a sinking towards the ground and also an opening out to the surface. Let tension dissolve. As you open towards the surface, especially release tension in the joints. Those articulations in the bones, the joints, are places where we tend to collect a great deal of tension. Don't physically move the joints. You don't need to change your posture. Just imagine that the tension is being released. Again, we are practicing a physiological Wu Wei, effortlessness. If your eyes were open, gently close them. Bring your attention down to the breath, as though your inner eye is looking within your body. You're following the breath with your mind and your inner vision. Relaxed breathing creates a relaxed mind. Tense or irregular breathing is an indication that you are still in the realm of discrimination, of categorizing, rather than in the point of stillness that we call emptiness. Breathing is a way that can lead your mind into quietness. The foundation of Taoist breathing is called natural respiration. In Chinese, 顺呼吸. 顺呼吸means literally letting the breath flow and letting it go, not controlling it. When you inhale, allow the abdomen to gently expand. Can you feel the region below the navel expanding with the breath as though you are filling a balloon? When you exhale, the abdomen just naturally sinks back, releasing the air. Again, when you inhale, the abdomen moves out. When you exhale, it retracts back. This is called natural respiration, or abdominal or diaphragmatic breathing. As you watch your breath with that inner eye, look for 5 qualities of the breath. These 5 qualities are slow, long, deep, smooth, and even. Again, the 5 qualities to look for in your breath, to cultivate as you breathe, are first, that the breath is slow. The rate of breathing slows down because you're not forcing it, you're not hurrying it. The breath is long, like a long river. The breath is deep, it moves deep in your body. It's smooth. Smooth like silk rather than coarse like sandpaper. Part of smoothness is that the breath is silent. And the breath is even, because we are not favoring the inhalation or the exhalation. We're not favoring any particular part of the body or any particular aspect of breathing. So again, the 5 qualities are slow, long, deep, smooth, and even. You don't have to force or control the breath. Let nature do it. No need to pull the breath in or to push it out. Trust your body, trust nature to breathe without effort. Eventually, the breath can become so slight, so fine, so effortless, that a down feather held in front of the nostrils would not move. Let your awareness, your mind, dissolve into the breath, so that you are only the breath. And this breath, this qi, is an energy that contains all things. There is no division between mind and breath, or between your breath and the breath of the universe. You are breath. You are space. You are the great creative emptiness of the Tao. If there are sounds in your environment, let them become part of your experience. There's no need to block them out. In this emptiness meditation, you are not in a trance. You are rather an open window of awareness, allowing sensation to pass through you without evoking mental, emotional, or physical response. You are simply present. Listen to all sounds. Feel all sensations the way you would listen to flowing water. You don't wonder what it means. You don't need to picture it or think about it. You just enjoy it, effortlessly and peacefully. Let yourself rest in this serene stillness for as long as feels natural.